Welcome to the Uncommon Transformation television series.
Akwa Ibom ayayao sinyana baraswene kisonge mananye Akwa Ibom ojip ayayao
You are welcome to Akwa Ibom State, the land of uncommon transformation. Come and join us, live amongst us, and invest, and you will not regret. I welcome you.
Welcome to Akwa Ibom State, the land of uncommon transformation. Come and join us, live amongst us, and invest, and you will not regret. Governor Godswill Obutakpabio CON, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State there, beckoning to investors to come to the land of promise and do business. The State Chief Executive, Sir Akpabio, has clearly demonstrated his passion to see Akwa Ibom State take the center stage on the economic front in the Gulf of Guinea. As a prelude, his administration has laid a solid foundation to support the myriads of business interests expected to tumble in the next few years. This could be seen in the area of infrastructural development as well as human capacity building to raise the needed manpower for the growing business concerns. Infrastructures such as the airport with an accompanying maintenance, repair and overhaul facility MRO, time-tested roads with street lighting facilities, flyover bridges to reduce the burden of traffic congestion, the pipe jacking underground drainage facility to ease off storm water, Ibom Tropicana Center with a second 5-star hotel to boost tourism, as well as the 20th anniversary specialist hospital to take care of the health needs of all, among other landmark development projects, have in the past 6 years been put in place to encourage investments.
Ibom Industrial City is a new development of the Akwa Ibom State Government of Nigeria in conjunction with Bluebird Capital and the Wally Parsons and Delta Afrique. The project aims to rejuvenate the economy and infrastructure of Akwa Ibom and achieve the Millennium Development Goals of the Federal Government of Nigeria. The industrial city will provide a designated export processing zone, an oil and gas free zone, and an economic free zone. B. Commercial, industrial and marine ports, self-sufficient utilities such as power generation, water supply, wastewater treatment, solid and hazardous waste treatment, natural gas and telecommunications. C. A world-class hub for oil and gas operations. D. Residential areas including commercial and city centers. E. Connection to the proposed national rail network, heavy. F. Efficient road connections within and around the city. And G. An effective master planned environment to ensure synergy between users and users. Ibom Industrial City will provide investors with a secure state-of-the-art city in which to conduct their business, which some are already calling the Singapore of West Africa. Located in southeastern Nigeria, IIC is central to both the Nigerian Gas Master Plan and the Gulf of Guinea Production Play. IIC is a 14,400-hectare greenfield site which will be transformed into a modern master planned city. 5 high-level zones for different activities on the site have been created. The first of these is the Heavy Industry Zone, which includes the industrial, commercial and marine ports. Heavy industry will be among the economic engines of IIC, taking full advantage of the opportunities offered through the timeliness of the first Nigerian Gas Master Plan initiative, then the overall Gulf of Guinea oil production play, There'll be 5 large plant sites of 350 to 500 hectares, which will have direct ocean access, with an additional 14 to 16 sites further inland. The principal heavy industry stakeholders will include the NGMP concessionaire, which will include LNG, methanol, and fertilizer plants, a large 350,000 barrel per day refinery. All of the heavy industry sites will be connected by a network of infrastructure corridors, which will have the capability and space to allow for transmission lines and other such affiliated structures in order to promote sharing and usage of reuse or byproducts or waste products. The mixed-use development concept will be promoted throughout the non-CBD portion of the urban zone, such that walking as opposed to vehicular use is prioritized, and so a higher quality of life is attained through significantly shortened commuting times. There will be numerous connections from these communities to the IIC park systems and the nature reserve system. The commercial components will fit into the mixed-use development concept and typically include strip retail, shopping malls, medical courts, parks, and so on. Education facilities of all types will also be included in this area. While big block developments will be favored, there will also be numerous opportunities for the single building development scheme. Density and housing types will vary in order to ensure that a mixture of housing development which is affordable and attractive to a range of different groups and personal tastes are available within IIC. As the Singapore of West Africa, IIC, as other such world-class cities, will be known in part by certain landmarks which set it apart and differentiate it from other similar cities. The detailed master plan will address certain commercial and civic buildings or other civic features such as parks, plazas, fountains, and statuary to be generally utilized over the course of the master plan itself in order to create IIC's own reputation within the world community. As you can see, IIC is all about the creation of a world-class city, a location where international businesses, conglomerates, and local Nigerian businesses can all work together as we create a synergistic industrial city with the dynamics to take all of us into the future in a self-sustaining manner. Please join His Excellency Chief Dr. Godswill Abbott Akpabio, the people of Akwa Ibom State, Bluebird Capital, Wally Parsons, and Delta Afrique as we together make Ibom Industrial City, IIC, become a reality.
With all these on ground and having provided the enabling environment for prospective businesses, the state was now ready to welcome would-be investors. Governor Akpabio personally set out to woo investors to the state. His first port of call was Canada, where he attended the Canada-Nigeria Investment Forum in Toronto. Vice President Namadi Sambo, who led the federal government delegation to the summit, highlighted efforts by the Jonathan administration to reposition Nigeria and make it a better place for all.
The holding of the Nigerian Canada Investment Conference is to strengthen the existing friendly relationship between our two countries, especially our commercial ties. The expectations of Nigerian government is that this investment conference will stimulate the realization of mutually beneficial economic dividends. Canada remains one of the most welcoming and profitable places for international business and foreign direct investment. According to Forbes magazine November 2012 studies, Canada remains the best country to do business among the G20 countries. Nigeria is therefore desirous to take full advantage of Canada's enviable position in attracting her investors in the oil and gas, energy, transportation, infrastructure, communication, technology, health, mining, agriculture, housing, aviation, and security sectors for the Nigerian economy.
Addressing the Governor's Roundtable session of the Investment Conference at the Canada-Nigeria Investment Forum, Akpabio emphasized the need for investors to consider Akwa Ibom as their next viable destination in Nigeria. He highlighted opportunities for small and medium-scale investment, which he said could be found in food and beverages, base metal, including iron and steel, wood and allied steel products, chemical and pharmaceutical, textile, leather and wearing apparels, electrical and electronics, domestic and industrial plastics, foam and rubber, as well as non-metallic materials. He enumerated raw materials available in the states to include rubber, timber, fish, gold, silver nitrate, gravel, rocks, oil palm, vegetables, cereals, citrus foods, and livestock. Others are beaches, marine front, seafoods, forest reserves, and terrestrial animals for wildlife development, silica sand for glass manufacturing, rice, and maize.
So I think this investment forum is actually for Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria. The state that is beckoning on the international community to come and visit us and also assist to change our lives. Our state is one of the youngest. The population is just about 4.5 million. We are growing. I became governor about 6 years ago. And when I took over, I'm part of the Niger Delta actually. So it's a hydrocarbon economy. We have large reservoir of crude oil. We have other mineral resources, but we really concentrate more on hydrocarbon. So you can build your LNG plant, you can have fertilizer plant, you can have ammonia plant, you can come in and invest in other areas. But I think the most attractive is the fact that currently we are partnering with the federal government to build a deep sea port in Akwa Ibom. We have one of the deepest shorelines at a place called Ibaka. And the federal government, working with the Nigerian Port Authority and my state administration, we are now on a road show trying to attract investors. In fact, right here, we have our consultants, our international consultants, who thought they would have an opportunity to do a presentation to invite you to invest in that deep sea port. From the investment brochure given to you on Akwa Ibom, you will see that the state is set for you. In 6 years, I turn around the fortunes of the state. There is no doubt. In terms of road construction, it's the best. You see concentric road network. I built a brand new airport for all investors from Canada, so you can land directly in Akwa Ibom with the longest runway available. And because Canada is one of the best in the aviation industry, I'm currently constructing the best maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility, the largest in West Africa. And I'm looking for investors who will come there and operate it. So I'm talking to Bombardier and others now. I'm sure before I leave here, I'll sign an MOU. And so at the same time, I'm also in the tourism industry. You can't beat it. I have one of the best golf courses for you. We have a 5-star hotel we call Le Meridian. I'm building a second one now on the 15th floor that comes with the compliments of an international conference center like this. I can see 5,000 to 7,000 people with shopping malls and everything. Anyway, when you come to you'll see. So actually, in terms of investment, I believe we are ready. Yeah, I'm also building a state-of-the-art international hospital, which we hope to stop the capital flights to India. One Canadian company to come in there. Let's have a Nigerian-Canadian hospital in Rio. It's already almost completed, and I think if we sign an MOU now, I can hand the hospital over to you, and then we can start work. Of course, my second state-owned university has started. So I also look forward to partnership in the educational sector. For me, just to introduce myself, I'm the governor of the state. We are prepared for you. We have one of the most secure states in the Niger Delta. That is the state that has the highest number of conferences, and probably one of the few states that the Canadian High Commissioner in Lagos has visited and gave a pass mark that yes, indeed, this is a state of uncommon transformation, waiting for uncommon investment from Canada. I thank you all.
To give fillip to the administration's drive at transforming the aviation sector in Akwa Ibom State, Governor Akpabio visited Bombardier Aircraft Manufacturing Group in company of Anambra State Governor, Mr. Peter Obi, the Minister of Trade, Mr. Olusegun Aganga, Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, among others. Chief Akpabio hinted the management of the company of the strides his administration had made towards meeting acceptable international standards in global aviation at the Ibom International Airport. He sought partnership with the company in the management of the world-class aircraft maintenance, repair and overhaul MRO facility at the airport, as well as the development of a cargo and passenger hub in Uyo to service the Gulf of Guinea.
We actually, as a small state, invested heavily, millions of dollars, to build a very big MRO, maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility, which we are now looking for partners, particularly in terms of operators, to come in. We've had some discussions with some of your staff, some of your officials. We're also in discussion with Lufthansa Technics and others, and even if it's not only Bombardier, from what I've seen, you are also operating the Learjets and others. And that kind of facility, the one we have, we believe is the biggest and the largest MRO in the West African coast. And I'll be looking at a dual relationship outside the MRO. I'm also looking at commencing a small regional hub by way of Ibom Airline, which we could stick with my state as the hub, Lagos, Abuja, Lagos, thereabout. And I'm discussing with your people. I was looking at this particular, the one you call it Q400. But the initial one that I was shown could be reconfigured to take about 110 passengers. But from a cost perspective, maybe after deeper analysis and discussions with you, we may eventually settle for this. And if we go into partnership, you have the small regional operations in addition to the maintenance, repair, and overhaul facility. And we are a hydrocarbon economy. So from there, you can actually service Sao Tome, Principe, Equatorial Guinea, Cape Verde, move up to Angola and back, because we have a lot of oil companies like ExxonMobil. I've seen Exxon is also on your list, operating from my state, and I think that's an area of interest.
Governor Akpabio had earlier addressed a Canadian-Nigeria town hall meeting.
Things are also happening at the various states. The states are changing. One of the things you must have noted is the fact that the polity is getting more refined. I want to thank the Vice President for taking time to brief you. It's not a wasted effort. You need to know that because of the fact that people had lost confidence in governments because of the leadership in the past. That is the same way a lot of you carry on in the social media, in the internet. And you also need to understand that because the newspapers in Nigeria are controlled by the opposition, nothing positive will come up on front pages. And they will tell you that nobody will buy the papers. So welcome to the reality of our situation. That we are coming from a state, for instance, in my state, where uncommon transformation is taking place under uncommon leadership. I salute all of you on behalf of the governors, and I assure you, my only challenge I give to you is that if you are from Akwa Ibom, I know some states that I can mention right here, even the governor of Kaduna State will tell you. The ambassador, go and see him privately, will tell you. If you come home and recognize the road to your father's house, then tell me I'm not the governor.
Governor Akpabio, while in Canada, also addressed a town hall meeting of Aqua Cross Association in Toronto, comprising Akwa Ibom and Cross River States indigents in Canada, where he urged members of the association to be good ambassadors of their country and assured them that the cordial relationship that had always existed between Akwa Ibom and Cross River States would be maintained. The governor assured that he would continue to support a permanent solution that will assuage the financial loss to Cross River occasioned by the loss of Bakassi to Cameroon.
So I want to thank you for remaining united. We have a common cultural heritage. We have a common pedigree. And of course, you know, we share the pains and joys of statehood and development in Nigeria together. Akwa Ibom, Cross River, for me, must remain one. And if you know very well the composition of a place like Calabar, I always tell people that 40% of the population in Calabar are from Akwa Ibom State. And therefore, God has joined us together. And the Bible says that what God has joined together, let no man put asunder. So I want to thank the President for bringing this association together. You are not so many to begin fragmentation. So, and there's something in strength. There is something in strength. So when you come together, you'll be more in number, and you can cater for all your common needs and aspirations. First, let me thank you for being good citizens and good ambassadors of Nigeria. From the report I've got so far since I arrived in Canada, our people are not only well behaved, but you are professionals in your own right. And you are contributing.
Aqua Cross is a non-for-profit charitable organization that is registered provincially and federally here in Canada. The Aqua Cross Association of Canada National is the coordinating body for all provincially registered Aqua Cross Association of Canada. Its aims and objectives includes, but are not limited to, the following: to establish a unified front for support of each other in different endeavors or eventualities, to educate and raise awareness among ourselves and the general public about the state of people of Akwa Ibom and Cross River State of Nigeria, to support new immigrants, Aqua Cross indigent to Canada, to support, sponsor, resourcefully or intellectually, developmental projects and activities in Akwa Ibom. It is in light of the above objective that we see the coming of the governor of Akwa Ibom State as a big opportunity for members of the organization to meet with the governor. We hope that this face-to-face meeting will serve as a forum to solidify the national organization in Canada.
Everyone has agreed that the Akpabio administration has done very well to change the story of the Akwa Ibom person and reposition the land for greatness. So what are you waiting for? Akwa Ibom beckons. Wouldn't you rather visit and invest here on a land where opportunities abound and the people are hospitable and welcoming? You are welcome.
Uncommon Transformation Television Series brings you the latest information on the monumental achievements of Governor Akpabio's administration. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to read the latest news, watch amazing videos, and in-depth interviews with the men and women working hard to make Akwa Ibom State better. You can also log on to our website for more information. Uncommon Transformation Television Series brings you the right information whenever you need it.